Hey friends, this is the Mrs. Volfie from our half-acre homestead. Well, it's time to start decorating for Christmas. So let's start with our front door Christmas wreath. Okay, so what we're going to start with is some coat hangers, some florist wire, and some spruce branches. We had a tree in the windstorm about a week ago fall down in our driveway. And Papa cut it up and put it to the side of the driveway so I could harvest some of the branches. So they're nice and fresh. And this is going to be the wreath for our front door. So we're not going to put any lights or anything on it. Let's get started. Okay. Now, when I was a kid, we used to you could make a wreath out of strips of green garbage bag tied in knots around a coat hanger that's been stretched out. This is similar, but not quite, because we're going to use 2 coat hangers. Now, your coat hangers don't have to be perfectly round, because you're just going to arrange the branches to suit the shape. And I'm actually going to wire these together. Why? It's actually better if they're 2 different shapes slightly, but I'm wiring these together so that they don't come apart. If you want to try this with 1 coat hanger, folks, you go right ahead. However, you're never going to be able to get your branches on 1 coat hanger tight enough that they won't slip all over the place. And then you end up having to use too many branches to keep everything puffy looking. But if you have 2 coat hangers wired together, you have stability, and you also have spaces that you can stick your branches and wire them, and it will be nice and tight. So for starters, we're just going to put one on the top and put one on the bottom. And it doesn't matter how small or how large these are, because you can use the rest to wind a branch up if you want. Okay? So these aren't going anywhere. Okay? So now we're going to build our wreath. And I need a pair of needle nose pliers. I'll be right back. Okay. Found, after 10 minutes of searching, my needle nose pliers. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the bottom here. And you see where my wire is? I don't know if you can see that very well. Where my wire is that's holding these together. I'm going to put my branch in here, and then I'm going to slide this wire up. And I'm going to take my needle nose pliers. And I'm going to wrap that wire around the branch and the coat hanger. A little loop and that, and something I can grab this part with the thing. Now I'm just going to slip the wire up here around the coat hangers. Now you don't have to do it around both coat hangers, but the first few you might want to. Okay, so see how this is wrapped around my coat hanger. Now I'm just going to take the larger part of this branch and slide it around the 2 pieces of wire. And I'm going to take my needle nose pliers and I'm going to squeeze them together and give them a twist. This is obviously not something you're going to be able to use every year after year. But when a tree falls down in your yard and you've got wire hangers and florist wire, now the creative juices get going. So now, once you have the first several key branches in place, see, this still has snow on it.
Yeah, I see that. Mm-hmm.
Once you have the first key branches in place, then you can start wiring branches to other branches. Okay, now I'm going to start putting some on the back to fill it out because the front looks pretty good. You can use some of the bigger, chunkier pieces that you don't want to see the stumps or whatever. You can just start wiring them on the back. See, the back, you don't have to be as fussy, folks, because you're really just putting filler in. Some people like to put the filler in first, but I like to get the shape down the way I want it first. Now see, folks, you don't have to buy those expensive wire frames from Michaels. You can make your own with 2 coat hangers and some florist wire. Now, I want to put a ribbon on it. And because the trim on my house is mostly green and it's Christmas, I got these at Giant Tiger. I think I paid $8 for the 2 rolls. But what I like is it's basically just Christmas burlap. But this was the only one they had that had green in it. So I'm just going to take off a nice big piece, fold it roughly in half, and then I'm going to do this and this. Okay, so now we've got our nice big bow. Where's our top? There it is. I'm going to take a big piece of florist wire and I'm going to wrap it right around the hook, tuck it down behind, and now we just fluff up our bow, just like this. Now, like I said, this is an outdoor wreath, so I'm not putting lights on it, and that's why I'm putting so much decoration on it. But because it's going to be on my front door under my roof, I'm going to add some decorations. And now, folks, stock up at yard sales in the summertime because this whole thing costs $2. And these little drums have red and green plaid, just like my ribbon. So I'm just going to, now these are little ornaments and they have little gold strings on them. So I'm basically going to treat these like a tree ornament, and I'm just going to, but I'm going to put them in the branches, and I'm pulling them way back on the branches so that the branches will just hold them in place. There it is. Shall we hang it up? And there it is, folks. The Christmas wreath on our front door. This is the Miss Volfie from our half-acre homestead saying, you know what? When you live out in the country, why go to Michael's and spend $40 on a wreath when you can make one for practically nothing? Take care. God bless. Make one of these. It's fun.